Hello YouTube, Utzi again. Welcome back to episode 3 of my Minecraft All Achievements Challenge and Modded. And we're right where we left off again. Go ahead and eat up this experience. That bush is growing a little bit. Let's see. We need to get into Tinkers to get ourselves some good tools. So, let's see. I think we need to start here. Yes, time to tinker. I'm not going to read this book, but it is very helpful. It tells you how to progress. I've played it enough. I think I'm okay without it. But we definitely needed it to be able to get that achievement. Let's take a look at that real quick and see what the next step is, just so I don't go out of line. Craft a smeltery component. We can do that, I think. Stencil worker. And, alright. So how much wood do we have here? Tinker's Construct early uses a lot of wood. We need to save one log back. Well, let's go ahead and do something like this. Alright, so now we got stencil worker. And from this stencil, we make all of our parts, right? So, you know what? Let me check the achievements out because I don't want to miss anything. Let's see here. So it's create your first tool. Cool. So we'll go ahead and get our basic items here that we need for this. So we need a part builder. We need a stencil table. We need a tool station, and next we need a chest to be able to store the patterns that we make. And then the last thing that we typically do here, or I typically do, is, let's just put it over here, this looks good as any, is with the next tiered up tool station, which if we look at it, is one of these tool forges, which lets you build the bigger items, like the big old hammer, which I always love to get. Does 3x3, awesome for mining. So what do I like to put down next? The part builder. Put that over there. Put the chest here. But let's just go ahead and do some basic stuff. Let's get the tool rod, the tool binding, and a pick. We'll also go ahead and do a shovel and an axe. That'll be enough for now. Yeah, that'll be enough. We need to find, there we go, some reeds to make some paper. Just because I like making the tool shaft thingy out of paper because it gives us an extra modifier. So go ahead and take this up, move it back over here. I only need 3 at the start. Well, maybe I'll get 9, right? So that way I can make all 3 of the shafts that I need. So, sorry for the sound in the last video. I'll do best I can to fix that in this video. And, yeah, my bad there. I don't know exactly what the perfect setting is yet, obviously for sound, but I'll get there. The more I do this again, the better I'll get at it. No doubt, you know. It's a bit of a learning experience still. We need some cobble too. I like to make some of my first tools out of cobble just because it's so darn easy, you know. We're gonna need 3 of these, and we can put that in the chest. And just let's get some of this, and Let's get us one of these. I don't know if that'll work. I don't think it will. Nope. And da-da-da-da. Nope, I probably can't use that for a bit. Oops. Let's just check, just because. I think I can use that stone shard at some point, but I don't know when. But this is going to give us another achievement. And alright, excellent. Let's go ahead and do the shovel. And we'll go ahead and do an axe. Just so we got them. Now the durability on these things is horrible, right? I mean, it's absolutely unbearable. I'm not going to throw anything on them just yet. I'm just going to let them be bad. What I find works is if I take a bench with me, then I can repair it, and that seems to work okay, especially early game. About to get dark. Let's go ahead and check achievements real quick. Let's see where we're at. What's it want us to do next? Create your first weapon, craft your first tier 2 tool, which I'm assuming will be from the smeltery. So we'll get working on the smeltery next. And it's probably going to kill something with that. And I'm not sure what that's going to be. We're going to find that out. Let's we need to get some clay, sand, and gravel to be able to make a smeltery. So we'll use our shovel up. And, I'll probably just make another regular shovel because it can get annoying feeding all this stuff up. I don't know what that's about, but we'll find that out. Because this thing's going to break real fast. But it is helpful when you're down in the mines because you don't really need to worry about filling up an extra slot. You know what I mean? To me, that's where it's most useful. Is I don't need to worry about slot space. So what I typically do here to get the first smeltery going is a couple stacks. And here, I'll show you how fast this will churn up in durability. It won't last very long. But it's helpful when you're mining because, like I said, it only eats up one inventory and you can repair the stone. So I think for me, early game, I find that it works halfway decent. There's worse things, But to get our 2 stacks here, we'll go ahead and just go to a stone one. So what else has been going on? I kind of contradicted myself a little bit in the last video, saying all kinds of stuff's happened in the last 2 years, and then I said, that's not the gist of it. But it is from a high end about the gist of it. But, I mean, it's hard to think back of everything that's happened to you in 2 years. It's especially when you have a kid, I think, because your time just flies. It really does. It's just everything goes by so fast. You tend to forget things. You tend to miss things. And that's just life in general, I suppose. And maybe it's not even when you have a kid. Maybe that's just life. I guess it is. We've got enough sand now. Let's get some clay and some charcoal. I'm going to have to do a little exploring here. I think what I'm going to do is grab the bed. So if I do extend myself out a little bit, beyond night we can sleep. There's some clay right there. Good bit of clay, actually. Clay is always a pain to find, early. Gravel, usually not so much. I think we'll just go down into the mine shaft we made there and find some. I'm sure there's plenty of it down there. that we ignored. That's not too bad. We almost, that's a nice big pocket here. We'll get pretty close to getting a stack. Yeah, the other big events in life. Well, work in general has just been crazy busy. Not even with just a new job. It kind of did a number on my department. At the beginning of the year, this would have been, well, I actually knew about it in December. At that time, I was the manager of a items processing department, right? Had been for 8 years. That's basically what I did. My area, process checks. That's what we did. That was our big thing. I was pretty good at it. I've been doing it for a long time. Got accustomed to a lot of the nuances that occurred with that job. And we were always in, what is that? I don't know what's going on there. We were always in operations. And we had our structure of superiority. A couple guys were my bosses. Just that's just the way it was, and I had the same boss for 12 years. And then in December, I was told that my department was moving under IT, and it's quite a big change for us. Totally different management structure. Totally different way of just doing things. It's night and day, honestly. Very different in management styles. And personally, for me, I enjoyed the move. I've been trying to get out of operations for some time. Not that I didn't like the job, I didn't like my boss. I quite frankly had enough, and I was ready for a change. Before that job, when I was still young, I would think about it often. I never held a job down for more than like 2 years, and it wasn't because I couldn't, I got fired or anything. That was never the scenario. It was, I would get bored. Or I'd find a better opportunity that paid for it, right? And I was getting bored of this job, quite honestly. There was always something new to do, but I was done with the politics in the structure. I was done with doing essentially the same thing over and over. Yes, like I said, there was a variety, but just not enough. So I was ready to move on, and I embraced the change wholeheartedly. And it had been a good move. And then I got offered the data architect position, which I had applied for earlier before the move. And then as I was working closely with the IT team, and I had a new boss who was like number 2 on the tier over there. They offered it to me, and I took it. At first, I was a little hesitant. I was a little unsure. I told him no at first because I thought I could do some really good stuff staying on the operational side of IT, which still needed some help, and they still do. Because this move would put me in a whole different subset within IT. It's in the design team. And I thought about it for a few days, talked it over with my wife, and I could not get it out of my head of the opportunity I could be missing out on. So I asked them if it's still on the table, I've been reconsidering. I would accept the job if it was still available. And they got back to me within a week. I think it was even less than a week. I'll make some grout here and smelt that guy up. And lo and behold, it was mine. And I have been happier since then. It's been a good move for me. I've been learning a lot. I like the people I work with. And I had worked with them all before, for the most part, just not as close as we had been. I need some coal. So it's been a good move. Like I said, I like what I'm doing now. Definitely variety. I never know what is going to come across my inbox on a daily basis. I can tell you that. And I've done some stuff in these last few months I never thought I would have done. And it's been fun. It's been exciting. I'm learning a lot of new things. And it's been a challenge too. One of the things that I've learned is, or I am learning, I certainly haven't learned it yet, is Oracle DB and Linux. Now, Linux I've played with a bit. I've hosted Minecraft servers off of a Linux box I have here right in front of me. I've got 3 PCs in my house, right? Well, 2 PCs and a laptop. And the one I'm playing on now is my Windows 10, my gaming PC. It's a nice rig, budget rig, but it's nice. It's pretty strong, pretty powerful. And then having my old rig, my old gaming rig. I'm not going to call it junk. Get some lag, but it's certainly not as powerful. And on that box I have Ubuntu. And then the other machine, a laptop, is my wife's old laptop, which she doesn't really even use that much. She has a Samsung 5 and she uses it, and these things are strong. And probably her Samsung has more processing power than her laptop does. But it did have Vista, new, and I put Linux Mint on it, and it's like a new machine. So the more I thought about that, is like, and this is way before I even got offered the job. Out of the 3 machines I have, 2 of them are running an open source OS, like, Linux-based OS, Unix-based system. So it's, even though I don't really consider myself to be a heavy user, kind of was, it's more so than most people, I would think. All right. Well, we're getting near this time here. We can make some of this. That should give us the achievement. Yes, it does. Now let's just smelt those up. And let's see what else is on the achievement line here. So smeltery component. Create your first weapon. That should be simple enough to do. I don't know if we're going to get to that this episode because we're hitting 18.5 minutes. And actually, I think I'm going to cut it here. And what I'm going to do, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think we're going to do one more episode before I stream grindy content, because I'm going to build a smeltery. Do I have gold? Let's see. Yes, we have plenty of gold, so I can make some plates. We'll get ourselves a hammer and a halfway decent pickaxe. The smeltery will let us double up ores too, which is great. So we'll need that, so I can feel like I'm not wasting ores anymore. So we'll get that going, and oh goodness, Mistcraft, you're killing me. And then we'll prepare ourselves for our YouTube stream, but not until we get through episode 4. So, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.